Hello guys and welcome. Today we are playing Astro. I never heard about this game before, but since this game has won the best game award of 2024, it must be a pretty good damn game, right? So this is going to be like my first impression of this new best game on the market apparently. So let's go. Have you guys ever played Astro before? And what makes this game so special? I wonder. I mean, it looks really cool, but this game actually won Best Family, a game you can play with your family, right? So it must be a pretty good co-op game, I assume, because this game definitely doesn't have multiplayer elements, just like most Japanese gaming studios today, because they think multiplayer is a bad thing, and that's probably the reason why most of their franchise are outdated. Now, my first impression, so you guys need to realize that, since this game has won the best game award of the year, I'm gonna be pretty critical about it. I have a very high expectations for this game, and my first impressions are basically this game feels like they literally copied all the ideas from other games already on the market. If you just look at some of the elements in this game, let's see. You have sliding and jumping around. It's like Fall Guys basically, So let's see what next. I mean, honestly, it's not a bad game, but is this really the best game we ever had? Like, there are literally 20-year-old games that are probably more complete than this game today. And it seems like a lot of mechanics are actually taken from other games, like, Crash Bandicoot, or Spyro, or Destrega, or Pirate of the Black Cat. These are like 20-year-old games. And this is what made PlayStation 1 and 2 so popular back in the days. These were one of the most innovative games ever created. But this is not really a standard for today's age. In today's age, you need to have social elements, you need to have multiplayer elements to be even considered a complete game. That's why, in my opinion, most of the games presented on this show, of this Game Award show, actually shouldn't really be there, because they lack so much elements that it's almost embarrassing, I mean, honestly, like, the game looks pretty good and it's probably pretty fun to play. But let's just look. You see this spinning around? That's literally a Crash Bandicoot mechanic from 20 years ago. So how can this game possibly win a game award when it seems like they just took a bunch of ideas from other games and made a new game? Basically a console exclusive, right? They have no multiplayer elements, they only cater to console players, just like Elden Ring, just like Wukong. Most of these are just glorified console games, they ignore so many of their actual player base. And it seems like these guys don't really know any real innovation anymore. Back in the days, 20 years ago, I mean, this will be amazing game. There are so many cool PlayStation games. I literally grow with PlayStation games. Spyro, Crash Bandicoot franchise, Crash Nitro Kart, Robot Arena, I mean, there is nothing here we haven't seen before. And you see, this is literally from Crash Bandicoot, you have, or the, what was it, the theme park paradise, or how was that game called, where you have this island you go, But this is not, in my opinion, not really a deserving a GOTY award, when we have so many better games. Like, just Smite, for example. Smite Battleground of the Gods is a 10-year-old game, and it's still probably one of the best action combat game on the market today. Destrega, a 20-year-old game, has better action combat than Taken today. But the reality of today awards is that basically it's just a political business, and it's usually guys who manipulate media that can make it. That's the reality. That's why social media should never be taken seriously as a rewards, or even voting, because voting is so easy to manipulate. I mean, if social media like Reddit and YouTube are being so easily manipulated, what would you give idea that they don't manipulate these awards show and votes, you know? But I don't know, you know, I don't wanna, you know, I'm a gamer at heart, you know. You see this is literally Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot Iceland, or how was that game called? And that game's like 15 years old at this point. So why are we, you know, there is nothing new here. Anybody that played PlayStation 1 and 2 games already experienced all of that. And it seems like a lot of mechanics are actually straight copy from other games. So why are we awarding this game? It doesn't really show much innovation. Imagine if you actually had like, you know, multiplayer elements, co-op elements, leaderboards, rewards, announcers, you know, server first or fastest clears runs. So you have whole leaderboards, and you could compete with people all over the world. It would make it so exciting, and it will give the game so much more replayability. But most of these games don't really last more than 1 or 2 years because they have no real replayability, you know. So, I mean, that's my first opinion. I never played this game, you know, but I was always fan of PlayStation 1 and 2 games. It's literally what made me a gamer I am today, you know. But I wouldn't really, I mean, it looks pretty cool and interesting, but what kind of innovation did they actually show here? It's actually just overrated console game pretty much, and most of these assets are made by AI probably, and a lot of mechanics stolen from older games. That's pretty much what it is. I mean, probably the game is pretty fun, but how is this a family game? Like, can you even play this game with multiple people at the same time? Do you have actual multiplayer, not just some mere co-op, right? But, you know, let me know what you guys think, and see you in the next one. Peace.